Guys, why don't we go to hang out in my room? Kokichi said with a smile. I could tell he was just saying this because of the security cameras in the dining hall. Alright, Maki said before standing up and walking out the back door. Maki-Roll, wait for me, Kaito yelled, running out to catch up with her. Well, that happened, Kokichi said with a sigh, making me chuckle. Yeah, that did just happen, I said, holding his face in my hands. So my beloved Kokichi wants to go hang out with Kaito and Maki? I asked with a small smirk, making him blush. I just want to try to get along with them, and Maki isn't as bad as I thought she was, he added under his breath, making me smile. I'm glad that Maki and Kaito are making an effort to be kinder to Kokichi, Maki more than Kaito, but regardless, they're both trying. I was surprised to hear Maki tell Kokichi about her past, but I was happy that she did. I can tell Kokichi is more at ease knowing that he isn't the only one here that feels the way he does. I know how it feels, because most of the time people don't listen to me. Whenever I talk, it's like they don't acknowledge that it's me speaking. This is why I stutter. This is why I don't talk unless people are asking me a question. But even then, they don't listen, and it always makes me feel 10 times more lonely. It was almost unbearable. I used to cut, just like Kokichi did. I didn't do it as bad because people told me it made you weak when you cut. I need to have friends. I wanted more than anything for someone to notice me, someone to see me, when everyone else treated me like a ghost. Shushu, are you doing alright? Kokichi said, placing his hand on my cheek to gently caress it. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to make you worry, I said, trying my best not to stutter as much. You were just making a lonely face just now, Kokichi said, placing a kiss on my cheek before walking over to the dorms. I felt a blush come to my face, but I didn't try to suppress it. He was holding onto my hand, making me flush. I love you so much, Kokichi. You are just so cute, I thought to myself as we got to his dorm room. Maki and Kaito were already having a conversation. What took you guys so long? Kaito said, making Maki elbow him in the side. I mean, I'm glad you finally made it, he said, Maki face-palmed. Is this going well? Well, let's go inside, Kokichi said, unlocking his door. We all walked into his room. His bed was made, and everything looked cleaner than the last time I was here. When did he have time to clean this? We all went and sat in a circle on the floor in the open space in his room. Alright, Maki said, placing her hands in her lap. Kaito, I'm glad you are making an effort to accept Kokichi, Maki said with a small smile, making Kaito grimace. It could have been anyone else, and he chose him, Kaito said, holding his head in his hands. But I'll accept it if this is what Suichi wants, Kaito said, looking over to the side. Are you sure you want this, Suichi? He said, making me blush. I want to be with Kokichi, so much that when I'm not around him, I feel so lonely. I miss him even if he leaves my side for a second. I love him so much that I dream about him all the time. I still get flustered when he kisses me, and I'll never forget all the moments where we can just be alone, the two of us, and cuddle. I want to show him all the love he deserves, is what I would have said if I had the courage to get the words out. Kokichi was sitting right beside me, and was giving Kaito a smile, earning a glare from him in return. I could tell he was faking it. It actually looked very convincing, but since I'm around him so much, I can tell when he was lying. Sometimes. He was still holding my hand. His thumb moved in slow, calming circles on my skin. I smiled, looking down at our hands for a moment before realizing I was having a conversation. Sorry, I said, not knowing what else to say. It's alright, Suichi, you don't have to apologize, Kaito said, putting his fists together. I was just asking, but I will accept whatever you want to do, Kaito said with a smile. Thank you, Kaito, I said, feeling embarrassed. Of course, sidekick, he exclaimed, making Maki roll her eyes. Kokichi snickered at this action, making me have to stifle my own laugh too. Why are you guys laughing? Kaito yelled, hella confused, making me laugh even more. Kokichi laughed while leaning into my shoulder. Because you're kind of a dumbass, Maki said bluntly, making Kokichi laugh more. I could tell Maki was having a hard time keeping a straight face. I am not a dumbass, Kaito yelled, slamming his hands on the floor. After a moment of laughter, Kokichi calmed down and I wrapped my arms around him, pulling his back closer to my chest. Kaito looked at his hands defeated, making me give him a sympathetic smile. "We need to talk about the motive we were given," Maki said, making us all go silent. "The new motive. Why do we need to bring it up? Wasn't Kokichi the one targeted for that one? And since the time limit ran out for him to kill to hide the info, isn't this just a failed motive?" I thought, letting my hand rest on Kokichi's waist. "It's been a while since any killing has happened," Maki whispered, looking nervous for a moment before she went back to having a neutral expression. "Yeah, but isn't that good, Maki-Roll?" Kaito exclaimed with a smile. Kaito is acting like himself again. He seems to either be accepting the fact that Kokichi is here or ignoring his presence and pretending it's just us three. Kokichi moved closer to me and was now sitting in my lap. His back was against my chest and he rested his head under my chin. I snaked my arm around his waist and let it rest on his lap. He moved his hand to my cheek and gave it a small pat, making me flush again. I moved my hands to grab Kokichi's. I held it in mine, trying to calm myself down. I hate the idea of knowing that another killing could happen, another trial, another execution. I shuddered at the thought. Kokichi gave me a supportive squeeze, making me calm down. Both of our hands were intertwined in his lap. I felt myself smile, feeling more love for Kokichi, although I didn't think it was possible to find something that made me love him so much more than I already do. I looked down at Kokichi and moved my head to his. I hid my face in his hair. I have Kokichi here with me. Maki and Kaito are here to help too. I'm sure the four of us can make it and figure out how to stop this. I raised my head, silently gushing at how well Kokichi fits in my lap. "Yeah, but doesn't it seem suspicious? Don't get me wrong, I don't want to see people getting killed, but what if Monokuma or someone else is planning something?" Maki said, making my breath hitch. Kokichi's hand froze in mine. "What do you mean?" I asked, already knowing the answer. "It's not like him to just accept his plan failed." Maki paused. "I'm worried that maybe he has already manipulated someone. Maybe someone is trying to kill us. And seeing as the last motive was exposing Kokichi's personal information, maybe someone is trying to kill him." The room went silent. Kill me?" Kokichi asked, trying to stop his voice from shaking. I held his hand tighter. "We won't let that happen. We need to stop the killings. For Kaide, for everyone," Kaito said, clenching his other hand into a fist. Kaito was right. I made a promise to Kaide. I made Kokichi a promise. We all need to get out of this hell alive. "I agree. We need to kick that bear's ass," Kaito yelled, making me and Kokichi jump slightly. "Yeah, but maybe we could do it in a different way," I added. Kaide was on to something in the last trial. If this was just a killing game with a psychotic bear wanting us to kill each other, then why do we have the trials? Why do we have to follow all these rules? I said confidently. "Yeah, Suichi's right. If this whole game was just because someone wanted to subject us to despair, why have all the rules? I think this might not just be a killing game. I think this might be recorded for other people to see," Kokichi said, making my eyes widen. "That actually explains a lot. All the security cameras, the trials," I said, letting my voice trail off. "Yeah, that would explain all the times he mentioned those other people. It almost sounded like he was talking about an outside person. Kind of like how Angie talks about her god, Atua," Maki said, putting a hand on her chin. "I've always wondered about that, but even if this is a show, like Kaide said, is there a mastermind running all of this? It would make sense that someone would have to be a part of the twisted game they created," I said with a frown. "I don't like this. Why would someone do this to us?" But then we have a new question. Who could it be? Kokichi asked, making me flinch. Why would one of our classmates want to do this to us?